So, just a short one. I wanted to talk about getting too excited when it comes to magical experiences. So, this is one you'll hear a lot of, like, especially when it comes to New Age Christianity people or like Hinduism, like gurus and such. They'll say you shouldn't, like, if you see angels, you should just ignore them. You shouldn't get too excited or attached to like an experience. Like if you see a demon or if you have some realization, you shouldn't cling too much to it. You should just kind of be like, okay, file it away and move on. So the thing is, especially early on, this is going to be really, really hard for someone. Like if you see an angel or something, you're like, whoa, the fabric of reality has been ripped and I can see through the veil, or something. Like this early on, as filters are sort of falling off the brain, and they do so they can come off like temporarily, a lot. Some people, they come off completely and that can drive you insane. So what happens is early on you get these experiences and they're kind of too much. Literally your energy body is being sort of overpowered by the experience. That's why there's such an excitement. That's how that manifests. It's too much energy. Your energy body can't handle it. You're seeing something that's just beyond your capacity. And not because it's so strange, but because it's more powerful than you're used to handling. And you have to go after the next experience, the next experience, the next experience, until you build up sort of an energetic tolerance to these sorts of things. Like, if you meet demons, that's even different. And you have to build up a tolerance. If you meet angels, it's different. You have to build up a tolerance. If you have visions, no matter what you do, you have to build up sort of your energy. You have to build up your energy body to a point where you can absorb these things. And I think if you're especially if you are very excited about things and you really get attached to them, the energy is sort of wasted. If you can take these ideas, you can take these experiences and digest them. You can deeply absorb them into your energy body. A lot of times, they'll just automatically create some good results. And I've come across more sophisticated ways of creating this situation, of absorbing these things. Like, but I think I'll leave it off at that. There are ways to absorb these experiences, and that makes it really useful. And the thing is, you have to understand that it's not for you to logically interpret. It's for the higher mind. It's for something higher in the self, and eventually you learn how to use the faculty of this higher mind, as it were. And it's not intuition. It's different than intuition. And I think that's very tough, because intuition is really critical to develop as sort of a compass in this sort of work. But when it comes to like this digesting this and this higher consciousness, it's different. It's very different. And so I think this is something, when it comes to magic, there's just so many different skills one should acquire to prepare oneself for a lot of these experiences. And once you do, of course, you have some kind of power over reality. It's quite an unusual power, though. It's not. This is another thing. I guess I should mention these things as well. Is like another problem with getting too excited about some of these occult experiences. They're really nice. They do a lot. They have a lot of power. And they have the most ultimate power. I would say the most ultimate power is mysticism. But at the same time, it's a different power than, say, wealth or fame or, whatever it is. Like wealth is spiritual. And if someone has a lot of wealth, that says something spiritually about them. Like some people are wealthy, but they aren't very smart with their wealth. But even still, it's wealth, and it has like I said, there's a spiritual element to it. Wealth literally represents Lakshmi, so it's like mysticism is more like Shiva. And you can pick everything apart and look at how someone's lifestyle works, how life itself works, and everything else. And life is really complicated. Even mysticism isn't. I think it's the most powerful thing, but it's not all. So I think this is one of the challenges, is like being able to see behind the veil into sort of what's going on behind, sort of in the background. That's very powerful. But in a way, being able to see behind the veil comes with a lot of responsibilities. And you can control reality in a very intrinsic, vital way. But I would just say it's not everything. And I think it's very easy to see some short-term results, and to feel like you can use it in, I'll rule the world in a decade or something, It's easy to fall into delusion. And I think theoretically mystical powers could be like, if you're building up treasures in heaven, as it were, or rather, if you're building up your energy body and you're going inside yourself and making yourself internally richer, I think eventually that can be cashed in for, or you can use that to sort of produce other kinds of power in the world. But I think a lot of times one of the issues in mysticism is you won't even want to. Once you get past a certain point, you'll feel like, what's the point? Like, you'll see how much other forms of achievement are kind of, it's like if you have a bigger house, then you have more space to clean, kind of thing. Like, anything you would get then needs to be maintained. Then it's just so much more energy, and you just think, why? And like a lot of earthly forms of achievement are like lower chakras, like first chakra, second chakra, like sexual conquest is like second chakra, wealth is like first chakra, like power, like commanding others, is like third chakra. And that's like lower chakras, So mysticism, you're going to be more interested in higher chakras anyways. So it's a really complex thing. I think as a magician, you want to sort of balance the chakras, because it can be actually harmful to focus too much on the higher chakras. Like, it doesn't necessarily do good to you, but it tends, when you go into mysticism, to make you not care about other forms of power. And I think there's another danger of being obsessed with a few experiences you might have, is you kind of miss the point of mysticism.